Virayet Nashtaprayeshvabhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavatyuttama-shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtuki. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrindham. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Okay, so Hare Krishna. Today we will try and discuss 13, 14, 15, three chapters. Hmm? Um, so 12th chapter was about Mohini Murti, bewildering Lord Shiva. But before that, we had seen. So after the Lord had distributed the nectar to the demigods, devatas, and cheated the demons became very angry, and they declared a battle then and there on the shore of Milk Ocean, and there was a huge fight, big fight between the demons and demigods. And demigods were they were very powerful, and they had the blessings of the Supreme Lord. They had just drunk the nectar, so they could defeat all the demons. They were actually killing every demon, the entire race of demons. Huh? But our Lord Brahma, through Narada Muni, informed the demigods to stop the battle. Huh? At that time, we had also seen that the guru, spiritual master of demons, Shukracharya, so he had brought all the dead bodies to his ashram, and then started reviving the dead bodies which had all the limbs intact. Even Bali Maharaj had, left his body, actually left on the battle. He died when he was fighting with the demigods. But his limbs were intact. Shukracharya, with the special mantra known as Mruta Sanjeevani, he revived Bali Maharaj. He was the leader of the demons. And after that, this chapter came in, the 12th chapter, about it's slightly diversion, this 12th chapter. But yeah, so the 12th chapter was about Mohini Murti, bewildering Lord Shiva, that we discussed. 13th, 14th, 15th, they actually connect. They connect back to the 11th chapter. After the demons had lost the battle and Shukracharya revived the demons, then the 13th, 14th, 15th chapter will describe the events, next events. Okay, right. So with that background, 13th chapter entitled as Description of Future Manus. So the theme of entire eighth canto is Manvantaras. Hmm? So eighth canto talks about the Manvantaras. Manvantara means what are the different periods of Manu, and who are the Manus, and what are the different incarnations. Hmm? So let me just show something if I can. Yeah. So, so in every Manvantara, and there are six um, personalities, six types of personalities. They predominate the Manvantara. Hmm? So, Manu, there is Manu, and then his sons, Manuputras, and they take orders from Manu and they execute the orders. Then there is a particular incarnation for that Manvantara. And of course, when the Avatar Lord comes, he has his activities. Then there is a demigod Indra, king of all the demigods. Indra is a post, and then you have Devatas, chief Devatas, and then you have seven sages. Hmm? So these are the six types of personalities. Um, they preside the each Manvantara. Hmm? Um, so um, in the beginning of 8th chapter, when Shukadeva Goswami was describing various Manus and various Manvantaras, he was interrupted by Parikshit Maharaj when he was talking about fourth Manu. When Shukadeva Goswami said, in the fourth Manvantara, anybody remembers the name of the fourth Manu? Tamasa. Tamasa Manu. In the fourth Manvantara, Lord Vishnu came as Lord Hari and he saved Gajendra. So his activity was um, saving Gajendra in the fourth Manvantara. So he was not able to describe immediately the fifth, sixth, seventh, etc. So then, and Parikshit Maharaj interrupts Shukadeva Goswami saying, oh, can you explain this? Why was Gajendra, you know, was attacked by crocodile? How did Lord save Gajendra? Then entire pastime of Gajendra had been described when he was interrupted at the fourth Manu. Then fifth and sixth Manu, then Maharaj Shukadeva Goswami said in the sixth Manvantara, Lord Vishnu incarnated himself as Ajita, tortoise, turtle, and then he participated in the pastime of churning of milk ocean. And again, Shukadeva Goswami was interrupted by Parikshit Maharaj, and wherein Parikshit Maharaj wanted to hear the full pastime of churning of milk ocean. This happened during the sixth Manvantara. The sixth Manu was Chakshusha. Um, so that's how the entire pastime of you know, churning of milk ocean had been described by Shukadeva Goswami. So 6 Manus had been described in the previous chapters. So there will be 14 Manus in one day of Brahma. So in the current day of Brahma, so we are in the 7th Manvantara. Hmm? Uh, so 7th Manvantara, and then there will be 7 more Manus coming. Hmm? Here in this chapter, Shukadeva Goswami describes the future Manus, names of the future Manus, not only the names of the future Manus, he will describe everything. Who is the Manu? Who are their sons? And who is the incarnation, a predominated incarnation during that time? Who will occupy the post of Indra? Who will occupy the post of chief demigods? And who will occupy the post of 7 sages? Shukadeva Goswami is describing the future Manus and various personalities that will be presiding uh, um, each Manvantara. So, current Manu, um, let's, yeah, let me go back. Let me go back. Just remember this. So, Vivaswan, sun god, he has 3 wives. The first 2 wives, Samgya and Chaya, they are the daughters of Vishwakarma. You remember Vishwakarma, the architect of demigods. So Samgya and Chaya, 2 wives, and the third wife was Vadava. Uh, So Samgya had 3 children, Yama, Yami. Yama means Yamaraj. Yami means Yamuna Devi. Yamuna is sister of Yamaraj. And Shraddha Deva. So this Shraddha Deva is the current Manu, son of sun god, named Shraddha Deva. Hmm? So he is the current Manu. Hmm? In the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, if anybody remembers, Imam Vivasvate Yogam Proktavan Aham Avyayam Vivaswan Manave Praha Manurikshwa Kave Bravit. Krishna says, I instructed the science of Bhagavad Gita to sun god Vivaswan. Vivaswan instructed it to his son Manu. So that means Vivaswan instructed it to Shraddha Deva. Manu is a post. Indra is a post. King is a post like that. So this Manu's post currently occupied by Shraddha Deva, who is the son of sun god. And then, so Shraddha Deva's son he had several sons, around 10 or 11. And the eldest son was Ikshwaku. That's why he says sun god Krishna to sun god to Manu, that is Shraddha Deva. Manu to his son Ikshwaku. So his son name is not mentioned here, but it is mentioned in this chapter. So Shraddha Deva is the 7th Manu, and through his second wife Chaya, um, so sun god had 3 children, Savarni. So he will become the 8th Manu. Okay, we are in the 7th Manvantara. Remember, he will become the 8th Manu, Savarni. Hmm? And uh, just want to mention this interesting point here. The Saturn, Shani, planet Saturn, is actually son of sun god through Chaya. That's just an important fact that need to be remembered. And then through his third wife, he gave birth she gave birth, Vadava gave birth to Ashwini Kumaras. So going back, so current Manu Shraddadeva, he had 10 sons headed by Ikshwaku, and the main incarnations for this Manvantara, this is a Manvantara incarnation, is Vamandev. Hmm? We will hear the pastimes little later. Hmm? Vamandev. And what is his activity? Why did he appear? The main purpose is he just wanted to take away the kingdom from Bali Maharaj and give it to Indra. Now, who is Indra in this Manvantara? Is Purandara, son of Kashyapa and Aditi. His name is Purandar. And the demigods' names were mentioned, Adityas, Vasus, etc. And the 7 sages were also, names of 7 sages were mentioned. And I'm not going to read all of the names, so it will be quite difficult, and yeah, it won't be very effective if I start reading everything, but I'll highlight a few. Yait Manvantara, the future Manvantara, Manu will be Savarni, we just seen. And the interesting fact here I want to highlight, the next Indra will be Bali Maharaj. Current Indra is Purandar. Next Indra will be Bali Maharaj. Another interesting fact that I wanted to mention, in the 7 sages, Vasdev will become one of the 7 sages, and Ashwatthama will also, Ashwatthama and Parshuram, they will become the 7 sages. So we know the famous ones. Vyasdev we know, Ashwatthama, Parshurama we know. So that's why he just mentioned. Krupacharya is also mentioned. So we know Krupacharya as well. Okay, whole family. So yeah, not Dronacharya, but Krupacharya. So while mentioning this, while talking about Bali Maharaj going to be next Indra, is going to be occupying next Indra, post of next Indra, our Shukadev Goswami gives a little bit of information, saying that Vaman Dev, Bali Maharaj gave a charity of 3 pieces of land to Vaman Dev, and thereby he lost 3 worlds. Vamandev asked, for a charity, and then he occupied upper, middle, lower planetary system. So Lord Vishnu was very pleased with Bali Maharaj, and so Lord, installed him the king of Sutala planet currently, but in the next Manvantara, Savarni Manvantara, 8th Manvantara, um, so he will become Indra. He will take the kingdom back from Purandara and hand over to Bali Maharaj. So this points he mentions, Shukadev Goswami. Please remember this point. And like that, so you see, Daksha
But
Savarni.
yes, Bali Maharaj will be the Indra, isn't it?
Yes.
So he takes the kingdom away from
Purandara back. Yeah.
which Purandara? Who is Purandara next
Current
in exam?
Purandara. Current Purandara. So you see here, he will take the kingdom away from Purandara and give it to Bali Maharaj. So, I mean, when the next Manvantara comes,
He will give to Indra. That time Indra.
Yeah, that time Indra will be Bali Maharaj.
So that time, so Purandara will be Bali Maharaj that time.
My goodness, have you heard it? Everything.
Yeah.
Current Indra named Purandar.
And what he will become for the next Manvantara.
That is not mentioned.
But it says that he will take kingdom away from Purandara and give it to Bali Maharaj.
So yeah, what is your question?
Who will be the Purandara to give it to Bali Maharaj?
Who will be? No, Vamandev, Lord Sarvabhauma, Lord will come, Lord Vishnu takes the form of Sarvabhauma, and then he will take the kingdom away from Purandar, because currently Purandar is ruling.
But current Purandara will not be there next time, no?
He will be there until the end of Manvantara. So when the changes happen, he will grab it.
What name
Like
did you
that.
put my name under? Did you put Bhakti Devi Brahmadeva or Bhakti Brahmadeva?
I can hear Bhakti.
Check. I'll
Yeah,
go back and check. Yeah.
So Purandar will be there until that time.
But this will be, we are talking about 8th Manu's time, no?
He will be there. Yeah, but that's what it said. He will take the kingdom away from Purandara and give it to Bali Maharaj.
Okay.
Yeah. So that means he will be there at that time. Purandara will be there at that time. Okay, so Daksha Savarni will be the 9th and Brahma Savarni will be the 10th. And like that, you can see the names of the other Manus. Dharma Savarni, Rudra Savarni, Deva Savarni, Indra Savarni. But in each Manvantara, as I mentioned, there will be 6 categories of personalities that they preside the Manvantara. So in one day of Brahma, there will be 14 Manus. Currently, we are in the 7th Manvantara. So that's about the 13th chapter. And then 14th chapter is very small. There are only 11 verses in this chapter. Basically, this chapter, so here, having heard about these 6 types of main personalities managing all the universal affairs in all the 14 Manvantaras, Parikshit Maharaj asked Shukadeva Goswami about specific duties of these personalities. So we mentioned 6 personalities. They main personalities manage the universal affairs in each Manvantara. So what is the duty of each personality? Say, for example, so duties of Manu. Number 1, take the duties of Manu. What does Manu do? He will re-establish the Varnashram Dharma on the planet Earth, Bhumandala. So that is his main duty. Manu's duty is to re-establish the Varnashram Dharma. And then the second one, Manuputras, sons of Manu. What do? Sons of Manu? They will follow the orders of Manu and Manuputras. Yeah. So discharge the orders of the Lord and enjoy the results of sacrifices. And demigods also, they also share the results of the sacrifices and discharge the orders of the Lord. Indra, so what does Indra do? So Indra, receiving the benediction from the Lord, enjoys the opulences and maintains the jiva with rain. So that's his duty. And duties of 7 sages. At the end of 4 yugas, they re-establish the religious principles. So Manus will establish the Varnashrama Dharma, and the sages, 7 sages, will re-establish the religious principles. Um, so, and who engages Manus and others? Supreme Lord. Yes, Arya?
Where it talks about the sons of Manu and demigods enjoy the results of sacrifices, is that the sacrifices done by humans? Or which sacrifices?
Yeah, sacrifices performed by the human beings.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, so they have certain functions, yeah, so, uh, mm. but all these personalities who engages Manus and others, Supreme Lord. So Supreme Lord, engages all of them. Mm. Who choose Manus and others? Manus and others are chosen by representative of Manvantara incarnations. So that particular incarnations of the Supreme Lord will choose these 6 personalities like that. Mm. Uh, After describing how the Lord acts through Manus, basically, Lord will empower them. They will be powerless without, you know, uh, without the Lord's mercy. Lord will empower these personalities to act in that way. Mm. So the Lord's other expansions for the maintenance of Manvantara avatars. Uh, say, for example, various people were, Sanaka, for example, Sanaka, the 4 Kumaras, they preach transcendental knowledge. Yajnavalka, to teach the way of karma. Marichi, is the Prajapati, so create the progeny, etc. So, yeah, basically, this chapter is so simple, and it gives the duties of these 6 main personalities predominate each Manvantara. So we'll move on to the eighth, next chapter, chapter 15. Um, so in the chapter 13, while describing that Bali Maharaj will occupy the post of next Indra, Shukadeva Goswami mentioned that Lord Vishnu, in the form of Vamandev, begged 3 pieces of land from Bali Maharaj. So here, Parikshit Maharaj wanted to know more about it. So that's how the next chapter begins. Let's see. Is anybody willing to read a couple of verses? We'll pick up a few. Raise your hand if you can. Okay, if nobody is going to read, then I will explain. Okay. Yeah. Chapter 15. Okay. So Maharaj, Parikshit, he inquires about Bali Maharaj. I'm anxious to know about the mystery of the following contradiction. Hmm? Why did Lord, beg something from Bali Maharaj? He is the proprietor of everything. Why did he beg 3 pieces of land from Bali Maharaj like a poor man? Hmm? And question 2, why did Lord arrest him after receiving the charity, what he has asked for. So these are the two questions posed by Parishit Maharaj. Why did Lord ask like a poor man, although he is proprietor of everything? Second question is, why did he arrest Bali Maharaj after receiving the charity? If you don't receive, then you should arrest. But why did he do that? So these are the two questions posed by Parikshit Maharaj. Hmm? So, um, so Sukadeva Goswami now describes the events that had happened after the war between the demigods and demons, continuing from the end of chapter 11. Hmm? So, we go back to the chapter 11. Hmm? And so he says, uh, Bali Maharaj actually fell down in the fight, and Shukracharya brought him back to life. Due to this, Bali Maharaj began to serve Shukracharya with great faith. So, uh, so this is an important point. So Bali Maharaj started serving Shukracharya. Uh, 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 Began to serve him with great faith, offering everything he had. Uh, uh, so, and the Brahmana descendants of Shukracharya comes in the lineage of Bhrugumuni. The Brahmana descendants of Bhrugumuni were very, very pleased with Bali Maharaja because he was serving Shukracharya very nicely. Uh, Therefore, after purifying him properly and bathing him according to the religious principle, they engaged him in performing a yajna known as Vishwajit. This is the yajna. The Brahmanas of Bhrigu dynasty engaged Bali Maharaj in performing a very, very special yajna called Vishwajit. And so when the ghee was offered in the fire of sacrifice, and there appeared a celestial chariot uh, from the fire, celestial chariot covered with gold and silk. Uh, there also appeared yellow horses and a flag marked with lion. Wonderful chariot with the horses that had a flag marked with a lion. So that came out of this Vishwajit sacrifice. And he also had received a bow and two quivers of infallible arrows, and a celestial armor he had received. Bali Maharaj also received a wonderful garland of flowers that would never fade. Mm. And Shukracharya, his guru, gave him very, very special conch shell as well. Mm. So, Bali Maharaja, um, advised by the Brahmanas, had received so many wonderful gifts, and he circumambulated the Brahmanas and offered them obeisances. And he saluted Prahlad Maharaj and offered obeisances to him. He was very, very thankful to all these great personalities. So, yeah, and now Bali Maharaj got a wonderful chariot, came out of this Vishwajit sacrifice. So he mounted the chariot and wearing that special armor, wearing the garland, equipped with bow, sword, quiver, etc. And he was nicely decorated. Um, mm, so, and he was then uh, accompanied by the uh, demons, demon chiefs, who are all equal to him in strength, wealth, beauty, uh, and they all seem to swallow the sky and burn all directions. Mm. So um, he gathered all his soldiers, mm, and then um, after gathering the demonic soldiers, Bali Maharaj departed for the opulent capital of Indra. Mm. Indeed, he seemed to make the entire surface of the world tremble. He appeared very powerful. And so, where did he go? Indra's capital, Amaravati, heaven. And there is a description of heaven. Hmm? So, from 12 to 21, the various features of Indrapuri, the city of Lord Indra, kingdom of Indra, has been described here. Hmm? When Bali Maharaj entered, then what did he see there? Hmm? So the atmosphere was celestial, full of orchards, gardens, flowers, fruits, leaves, birds, bees singing bees, beautiful women sporting in the garden. There were swans and other birds like such as chakravakas. Uh, um, Ganges was there. Akasha Ganga was there. Uh, uh, Golden doors, marble gates, and public roads were there. This city was constructed by Vishwakarma, the architects of demigods, full of courtyards, roads, assembly houses, and at last 100 million, at least 100 million airplanes. Hmm? Jewel crossroads with sitting places made up of diamond and coral. Everlasting, beautiful, youthful Shama women dressed in clean garments glittered in the city like fires with flames. Breezes carried with the fragrance of flowers fallen from the hair of women. Uh, Apsaras passed on the streets covered with the fragrant smoke of agaru incense. Mm. Um, Airplanes full of beautiful women singing auspicious songs, filled with sounds of musical instruments, constant dancing and singing. So this is the description of city of King Indra. If anybody wants, they can read a little more from text 12 to 21. Hmm? Um, so, uh, so Bali Maharaj, who was the commander of numberless soldiers, gathered his soldier outside the abode of Indra and attacked it from all directions. He sounded that conch shell given by his spiritual master Shukracharya, thus creating a fearful situation for the women protected by Indra. Uh, so, seeing this, King Indra, along with other demigods, they approached their spiritual master Bruhaspati and spoke as follows. So King Indra said, My lord, our old enemy Bali Maharaj now has new enthusiasm. Seeing the enthusiasm of Bali Maharaj, Indra completely frightened. That's how, um, you know, brilliant Bali Maharaj looked. He's got the blessings of the Brahmanas, Brahma Tejas, special Shakti because of serving the Brahmanas, and they were very very pleased, and they granted all the power. Mm. He has obtained such astonishing power that we think that perhaps we cannot resist his prowess. So Indra said he has new enthusiasm, we can't. So uh, he approached the spiritual master and mentioned. So he said, it's now, you know, now appears that Bali is trying to drink up the entire universe with his mouth, lick up the 10 directions with his tongue, and raise fire in every direction with his eyes. Indeed, he has arisen like an annihilating fire known as Samvartaka, means extremely powerful. This Samvartaka is the fire, uh, which appears at the time of a universal devastation. Hmm? Um, so then Indra asked, kindly inform me, what should I do? Hmm? And what is the cause for Balimara's strength? And how has he become so enthusiastic? Uh, um, so, and Brihaspati says that the Brahmana descendants of Bhrugumuni were very, very pleased with Bali's devotion and faith in offering everything to them, mm, and thus endowed him with their own power. It is their power, not Bali's. So, uh, yeah, so they were very pleased. They granted all these powers. Mm. And then he says, mm, Prabhupada writes here, this is this purport, uh, 28, maybe we can read the purport to 28. So Brihaspati, the spiritual master of the demigod, said, O Indra, I know the cause for your enemies becoming so powerful. The Brahmana descendants of Bhrigu Muni, being pleased by Balima Raja, their disciple, uh, endowed him with such extraordinary power. So let's read the purport. Brihaspati, the spiritual master of the demigods, informed Indra. Ordinarily, Bali and his forces could not achieve such strength, but it appears that the Brahmana descendants of Bhrugumuni, being pleased with Bali Maharaja, endowed them with this spiritual power. In other words, Bruhaspati informed Indra that Bali Maharaja's power was not his own, but that of his exalted Guru Shukracharya. So we sing in our daily prayers, Yasya Prasadat Bhagavad Prasado, Yasya Prasadhan Nagati Kutopi. By the pleasure of the spiritual master, one can get extraordinary power, especially in spiritual advancement. The blessings of the spiritual master are more powerful than one's personal endeavor for such advancement. Narottam Thakura therefore says Gurumukha Padma Vakya Chittete Kariya Aikya Arna Karita Mane Asha. Especially for spiritual advancement, one should carry out the bona fide order of the spiritual master by the parampara system. One can thus be endowed with the original spiritual power coming from the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Evam parampara praptam imam rajarshayo vidu. So the essence of that purport is that uh, we have to please the spiritual master by executing their order, by executing the orders of the spiritual master. With our personal endeavor, we will not be able to progress, Prabhupada highlights. However, but by the mercy of the spiritual master, we can advance on the path of bhakti. Hmm. Okay, so, and then, hmm. So Indra asked, shall I go out and fight with him now or not? And Bruhaspati then says, no one can stand before Bali. No one can stand before Bali. Except the Supreme Lord. For he is now equipped with the supreme power. He is as good as Yamaraj. And then what is the advice? Indra asked, then what should we do? So Bali Maharaj, Shukracharya, our Bruhaspati tells Indra that you should all leave heaven, hide elsewhere, waiting until the situation of your enemies reversed. Time is on their side now. Bali Maharaj also said last time when he lost the battle, he said this also. Time is on the side of demigods. That's how he said. Here, Brihaspati is saying that you should just leave don't even try to fight with Bali Maharaj. Now, just simply leave the heaven, the kingdom, heaven. Simply go and hide until such the situation of your enemies is reversed. Mm. Um, so um, then Bruhaspati says that uh, yeah, when he offends his spiritual master, Bali Maharaj will one day offend his spiritual master, and that time he will lose everything. Um, so, mm, so instructed by Brihaspati and the demigods, then immediately left that place, assuming the forms according to their own desire. They left the heavenly kingdom and scattered without being observed by demons. Simply they left and they took assumed different forms. They can assume like that. So when it became so easy for Bali Maharaj, no fighting at all. Simply the demigods left the heaven. So when demigods disappeared, Bali Maharaj um, entered the kingdom and then he occupied the throne. Then he brought the three worlds under his control. Um, and the Brahmana descendants of Bhrigumuni, being pleased with uh, our Bali Maharaj, um, engaged him in performing 100 Ashwamedha sacrifices. So there is one uh, principle that Indra means usually whoever performs 100 sacrifices, 100 Ashwamedha or sacrifices will become king, can occupy the post of Indra. Um, so anyway, he already occupied the post of Indra, uh, but the Brahmana descendants of Bhrigumuni decided that although Bali Maharaj was situated on the throne of Indra, he would not be able to stay there unless he performed her sacrifices. Therefore, they advised Bali Maharaj to perform at least as many Ashwamedha yajnas as Indra. So that means minimum 100. So that's what they said. So all the Brahmanas induced Bali Maharaj to perform such sacrifices. Mm. So, mm, um, yeah, so when Bali Maharaj performed these sacrifices, he gained a great reputation in all direction. And, uh, he appeared like a brilliant moon in the sky. Mm. So, because of the favor of Brahmanas, the great soul Bali Maharaj, thinking himself very satisfied, became very opulent and prosperous and began to enjoy the kingdom. So, this is how this chapter 15 ends. Um, so, let's sum up the three chapters. Chapter 13 mainly talks about the various Manus and the other personalities uh, that predominate, um, the each Manvantara. So Shukadev Goswami describes the seventh Manu, the current Manu, and he also given the names of the future Manus and other personalities, other five personalities. Five types of personalities, such as um, uh, the seven sages, name of King, Indra, etc. All given. The 14 Manus, names of the Manus are given, and the 14th chapter talks about the activities, um, of specific duties of these six types of persons in each manvantara that is mentioned in the 14th chapter. And 15th chapter begins when uh, Parikshit Maharaj asked, when Parikshit Maharaj asked two questions. Uh, you know, why did because this has been mentioned in the chapter 13 when he was describing Yait Manvantara, the next Manvantara, that is Savarni Manvantara. In that Manvantara, um, our Bali Maharaj will occupy the post of Indra. And so there, Shukadev Goswami mentioned how Bali Maharaj, how Vamandev took the kingdom from Bali and gave it to Purandara, the current king. So, Bali Maharaj, so here Parikshit Maharaj asked two questions. Why did Lord, actually beg uh, some charity like a poor man from Bali Maharaj, even though he was the proprietor of everything? And, after receiving it, why did he arrest? Um, so, so Shukadev Goswami then, now describes the events that had happened, hmm, um, after the war between demigods and demons, and leading these events leading up to Bali Maharaj actually being arrested by the Lord. All the events uh, he describes. So the rest of the chapter was very straightforward and simple. Basically, um, Bali Maharaj was very, very grateful to Shukracharya because Shukracharya revived him when he lost his life in the battle. So Bali Maharaj was extremely thankful and grateful to Shukracharya, and he started serving Shukracharya and the descendants of Brugumuni very nicely, and they were very pleased, and they did this. They engaged Bali Maharaj in this special sacrifice known as Vishwajit. And when Bali Maharaj performed this special sacrifice, Vishwajit, um, so there came from the sacrifice a wonderful chariot, horses, and it had a flag marked with lion and other equipment which will be used in the warfare, such as armor, quivers, etc., etc., all appeared divine, very special from this sacrifice. And so Bali Maharaj now mounted that wonderful chariot and, equipped with all these special equipment, came out of the sacrifice, and gathering all his, demon chiefs, um, then he attacked the Indrapuri, the kingdom of Indra, from all sides. So he was extremely enthusiastic, extremely powerful, brilliant looking. And King Indra, looking at him, immediately approached his spiritual master and said, "Our old enemy has new enthusiasm. Uh, what is the reason? What should be done? Should we fight or should we not? How did he gain such a power?" Bruhaspati explained that he basically served his spiritual master and the Brahmanas in the lineage of Bhrigu. They were very pleased. He got the blessings. It's not his power, it's their power. They transferred to him. And so you can't, do anything. You will not be able to fight with Bali Maharaj now. The only thing is that you have to just leave the heaven and wait until time, until such a time, the situation gets reversed. Uh, Especially when Bali Maharaj, offends his spiritual master by not following his order, then the situation will change. But until then, you just have to leave the kingdom, heaven, and hide here and there. So, following that, they left. They did not even fight. They just left and left the kingdom for Bali Maharaj. Bali Maharaj went and occupied the throne, and the Brahmanas of Bhrigu lineage, they engaged Bali Maharaj in performing Ashwamedha sacrifices, horse sacrifices, and they desired that Bali Maharaj minimum conducts 100 horse sacrifices, which is a requirement for occupying the post of Indra, and they engaged him like that. Mm. So, and of course, there was also description of the heaven given in this chapter. So, next chapter, seeing the pitiable condition of her sons, Aditi. Aditi's sons are demigods, devatas. They were hiding here and there. So then, seeing their situation, Aditi performs a ceremony called Payovrat, just by drinking milk, uh, and worships Lord Vishnu, and thereby pleasing. Lord Vishnu appears as Vamandev, and then he goes to the sacrificial arena of Bali Maharaj, etc., etc. So that will come later. Okay. So Hare Krishna, thank you so much. Grandhara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Thank you,
Thank
Prabhuji.
you.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
So,
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.